Good afternoon, everyone. I am Commissioner Marita Davis Johnson, and this is the County Operations Committee, known as OPS. And I'm here today with my colleagues and committee members, Commissioner Stephen Bradshaw, and also Presiding Officer Robert Patrick. And so if you all have had an opportunity to read the minutes, I will ask for a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the minutes are approved. We have ARC. Well, let me see. We have a ARC Green Community status update. So let's hear that, and then we'll get through the agenda items.
Well, thank you, Madam Chair. Angelo Teachout, who's really leading or spearheading the efforts for the county, has been my representative and the convener of the Green Committee, and he has done an outstanding job working with the team to move this whole concept forward. I would certainly want to give him an opportunity to provide an overview and discussion and a PowerPoint. I know Commissioner Terry, I saw you just popped on. I know you've been instrumental in a lot of the conversations too. Anything to add before I turn it over to Angela?
No, I think Angelo is the right person to present on this. So yeah, looking forward to hearing where everything's at. Thank you.
Angelo, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. COO Williams and Madam Chair. I'm going to try to share my screen here now so we can see it. Can everyone see the screen?
We can.
And is there another mode you can put it in like slideshow mode, maybe?
Yeah. There it is. There we go.
Thank you, Angelo.
Okay. As COO William mentioned, my name is Angelo. I'm the Sustainability Coordinator. I'm based in Development Services in the Department of Planning and Sustainability. I may also be joined on this call by Mr. Gordon Kenna. He's the Special Projects Coordinator in our Public Works Department, who also works very closely with our green communities and other sustainability initiatives. Just a little bit of preliminary, some background information. In February 2022, this past February, there was a memo that was sent out from the CEO's office regarding the creation of the DeKalb Green Team. And just the goals of this green team itself are to foster what we call a culture of sustainability within DeKalb County government. It is comprised of sustainability liaisons from the respective user departments within DeKalb County. The goal also seeks to promote sustainability within all of our local communities in the unincorporated DeKalb County, supporting interdepartmental cooperation, collaboration. Sustainability is a very holistic concept and a holistic goal. It's not housed within just one department. Its operations are shared and are spread across multiple user departments. And sustainability itself does not exist within a vacuum or in a silo or anything like that. These sustainability liaisons are also envisioned to brainstorm and develop sustainability goals, programs, initiatives, and be able to share those goals amongst ourselves and within their respective departments. At this time, most of our efforts right now around sustainability, including the Green Team, is centered upon the Green Communities program. There are 4 different certification levels of green communities: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And these are the point values that the point ranges, so to speak, for those different certification levels. DeKalb County is currently at 225 points, which is at the bronze level right here. The submission history, I don't know how long all of you have been in and around DeKalb County. We were first certified in May of 2009 with bronze, followed by bronze in 2013. In 2017, we achieved silver. And then in 2021, we submitted again, and we were bumped back down to bronze. When we submitted in May of 2021, in November of 2021, the ARC, or the Atlanta Regional Commission, of which we are a member, has completed their review and their audit, and there are points that were identified as being deficient in, and that resulted in us being recertifying again at the bronze level. And because of those 25 measures that were considered deficient, that's why they recertified us at the bronze level. We are currently at 225 points. So we are very close to getting the silver at that time too, because we were 5 points short with the known net loss of trees policy. The policy was ratified by the Board of Commissioners. However, it was not officially signed in time for the submission, but we will receive points in our upcoming certification in May of 2023 for the known net loss of trees policy that the board recently ratified. This slide just shows the minimum amount of points needed to gain for the next certification levels. As I mentioned, we're only 5 points away from silver. So informally speaking, de facto speaking, we already have silver right now because we already have the known net loss of trees policy that was officially signed, dated and everything. And we also have the education and the other narrative along with that ARC required. And we are currently exploring options for a tree canopy study, and those initiatives and those efforts regarding that will be submitted along with the known net loss of trees policy as part of our narrative. And with that, we will already have the silver certification. We're definitely striving to go for gold and platinum. We need a minimum of 55 points for gold and a minimum of 105 points for platinum. My colleague Gordon, I don't know if you're on the call, Gordon, please feel free to chime in at any time if necessary as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Angelo. And I actually feel like we're probably a little further along, but because of the timing of the ARC and the fact that we can't submit until May of 2023, we can't achieve our next rating until that has been done and audited. But we have pretty high confidence level that we're well in that silver gold territory.
For clarification for everyone on the call, in May of 2023, we're resubmitting, and this is what ARC calls an upgrade recertification. Upgrade recertifications must occur within 1 to 2 years of the most recent certification. So we are most recently certified in 2021 at silver level. So we have 1 to 2 years, and that will be to May of 2023. This upgrade recertification is open to any measures that we currently don't have points for. So these include the deficient measures, the 25 deficient measures that ARC identified in November of 2021, but also any new measures are eligible as well. And as far as ARC is concerned, for this upgrade recertification, we can submit as many or as little as we would like. The 225 points that we achieved in the May 2021 submission, we already earned those points, and those don't count for 2023 in May. We don't have to resubmit those. We still have to ensure that we're still continuing to work on those measures and that we don't let things slide by the wayside. But when we submit in May of 2023, our recertification clock, so to speak, will be reset, and we will recertify again in 4 years, which would be in May of 2027. In May of 2027, when we resubmit, that will be for all of the points. The 225 points from May of 2021, plus any measures that we submit for in May of 2023, if that makes sense. I know it's a lot of numbers and everything, the different categories that ARC defines here. It can get a little bit confusing sometimes.
Yeah, might add here that this is a pretty dynamic process. That is, annually ARC tweaks a number of these measures and their expectations and so forth. So the climb gets a little steeper each time, but we feel pretty confident about where we are right now. But the other piece is that ARC personnel is changing, and we're it's a little uncertain territory about how they will look at this, but we're pretty confident it won't be a dramatic change or significantly higher target.
These measures here are the ones that we definitely have points for going into May of 2023. The community shared reduced parking and with the government rainwater or reused water. We submitted the documentation that ARC required of us that was deficient in, and this is from their audit of May of 2021. For a lot of the deficient measures that resulted in us recertifying again in 2021 at the silver level, a lot of those measures pertain to a lack of education outreach regarding those measures. So going forward for this upcoming May and into the future, I will definitely ensure that we continue to educate members of our community and members of DeKalb County government. And I will continue working with our user departments to ensure that those education components are satisfied. These are our priorities for the May 2023 submission. Then one measure regards LED streetlights, and I'm awaiting communication and correspondence from Georgia Power. They are DeKalb's primary utility operator for electric power, and I'm waiting to hear back from some statistics for them to submit the documentation for that measure. Measure 11 is with the government lights out, power down policy that the CEO back in 2009 had adopted. That policy remains in full effect. And we have that policy, but they didn't, in years past, there was no submission of the education components. So I'm working on education strategies for that, and we'll be working closely with our HR team and also the respective user departments. As I was explained by HR during my own new employee orientation, some departments have internal onboarding and training and that kind of thing. So I'll be working closely with those green team liaisons to incorporate the knowledge and awareness of this policy into the orientation onboarding for new employees. The government cool roof facilities, I think it's like 14. They have a list of the facilities in DeKalb County that are characterized as a cool roof, but we need to have an education component of that. Strategy for this is to work with the HR team as well, but also to share with user departments to see if we can have some brochures or pamphlets and that kind of thing. In the long term, it would be nice if there was like an educational plaque or sign, if you've seen those out in public, whether it's a historical plaque or marker, similar to that, those markers can explain what a green roof is, or cool roof is. And the cool roof is basically just, it's a lighter color and shade of the roof that helps reflect sunlight back, reflecting the sunlight to reduce the urban heat island effect. So basically all the concrete and asphalt just kind of bounces around all the heat. It makes urban and suburban areas a lot hotter in temperature than if you were more in a natural environment like a forest or something like that. Community energy codes. I'm working with our internal staff here at Planning Sustainability to get some information regarding that checklist. Measure 16, the renewable energy project. As you may be aware, sanitation had recently awarded a bid, I believe, or if I'm not mistaken, for the green energy project at the Seminole Road landfill.
Correct. That's been recommended, and I think it just needs to be ratified. The award needs to be ratified. So we feel pretty comfortable with that one. And I would offer that all of these measures include a communications component. And that's one of the areas that we've been deficient on in the past. So we really kind of need to step up our game on the communication side, make sure that everybody understands what we are doing and why that's important for our goals.
The other measure 17 is with the government green energy purchasing. DeKalb is currently on a suspended status from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency for the Green Power Partner, and this requires creation of new energy goals. I'm aware of our clean energy ordinance that was passed this past December before my tenure with DeKalb, and we will incorporate those goals into this particular measure as well. And this falls within facilities management department as well. The no nut loss of trees, as the Board of Commissioners already ratified that, we have it signed now. that we were submit as well. And we're also, as I mentioned, looking to do the tree canopy study. Just this measure alone, we will have the silver certification going forward into the May 2023 submission. Measure 33, community parking lot canopy. I've been working with our staff in planning sustainability with our zoning and planning officers. And it's my understanding that they have a tentative goal for December and January zoning cycle to address this particular measure and our comments from the ARC. Measure 53 with government environmentally preferable purchasing. The purchasing policy, we're working with Ms. Horner's team to amend that policy to include Energy Star equipment and that kind of thing. And for clarification, Energy Star is just a certification level. It's not a specific brand or specific marketing or specific to any type of store. And industry standards, and especially with the electronics equipment and our Mr. John, I understand you can also chip in here if you like. Most of the industry standard in the electronics world, a lot of the equipment and that kind of thing is already Energy Star certified, which we've already been doing that to my knowledge and understanding. We just need to have it quote codified, written officially into our policies. Measure 55, the government non-traditional recycling. And we do recycling for our community with the sanitation, with the residential curbside recycling program. And there's another measure for that for the community, but this measure regards specifically DeKalb County government itself, which is our operations. And I've been working with the different user departments to see what type of items they recycle. Looking forward, I believe that can and should be kind of more standardized and to have a more united effort amongst all the user departments as to which items we recycle and the procedure and the protocol for that. But I'm currently revising all that documentation from the different user departments. I've reached out to them to learn what their protocol is, what items they recycle, and that information we will submit to ARC. Government recycled paper in measure 56. This is very closely related to the other measure with the environmentally preferable purchasing. Similar to the electronics equipment, most paper nowadays is sold with some sort of recycled paper content. ARC requires it to be a minimum post-consumer of 30%. And since some user departments may or may not be using or just outright buying that right now, but again, similar with the other measure, we need to have that officially written into our policy for it to count for ARC. And go ahead, Gordon.
And again, and I think this is particularly true in recycling, but frankly, in all of these measures, without the communications education component, we do not earn credit. So we need to both implement a policy, train the staff to make sure that they understand what that is, and then communicate that to all employees and to the public. So absent that education and communications component, the policy itself doesn't earn credit.
Mm-hmm. Let me just come in for just a second because we have about 5 more minutes with a maximum of 5 minutes on the presentation because we have to get through our agenda items. And I don't know if anyone gave you a time frame, but we usually do it within 10 to 15 minutes. So if you could sort of, give us the highlights in the next 5 minutes, because we're going to have to move on to our agenda items.
Sounds good. Will do, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
The municipal measurement program, I'm working with sanitation regarding that. We just need an education component for their website, for their outreach, and for social media. We were certified and we joined that program through EPD. And there are some measures here on this slide. These are the ones I'm just going to briefly go through them all. There are several policies, and I can send a comprehensive list later. These slides just kind of cover those different policies, the different measures that need new policies. Working with the green team liaisons, they've been amazing, but some of these points require the actual creation of new policies. These were policies that were deficient, and some of them, we didn't have any points at all because we didn't go for them. I think that we have great potential to go for these points in our May 2023 submission. And these points are generally ones that are the highest amount of points, based at 10 points. And so with these policies, they would definitely assist us not only in becoming more sustainable in our county operations, but also to ensure that we can achieve the gold into the platinum levels of the certification. And just as a highlight at the very end here, some of the challenges we see at this time is we need more improved benchmarking of our water, electricity, waste, energy to be able to continue our operations there into our goal of sustainability. And also, Gordon can touch on this too. The Green Communities program is evolving into what we call climate conscious communities. And we foresee there to be a greater emphasis on buildings, energy, transportation, resource recovery. And this ties into a lot of those measures that require new policies. For those new policies, those are the greatest amount of points.
Okay, thank you so much for that informed presentation. I would like to ask that, we all know that climate change, at least we all should know that climate change is real. And so everyone has to do right now what they need to do to save, I think, this planet. But now, with the Supreme Court ruling that just came down on EPA operations, how would that affect us here in DeKalb County and our partnership with the EPA, if it will?
I believe it's my understanding with that EPA, and I'm not as familiar with that particular case. I believe it was related to the electric power plants and coal-fired power plants. I think if I'm understanding, I haven't followed that case as closely as I probably should have maybe, but that's my understanding, is that it relates to the electric power generation, the emissions from like coal-fired power plants. And as we don't obviously own any coal-fired power plants, and we're not in the business of procuring green energy specifically, apart from our operations at Sumner Road Landfill. But it's my understanding that in general, Georgia Power is slowly moving to trying to obtain more green energy and clean energy. And Gordon, if you could briefly maybe mention our coalition that we're a part of regarding that for the Georgia Power.
Okay. Well, if anyone from legal could give us an opinion on that Supreme Court case, I think it would be helpful as we move forward on our green communities initiatives, because I'm not that familiar either. I've seen it, I haven't really digested it, but I think if the law department could give us a briefing on it, that would help. So thank you so much. From committee members, do you have any questions or comments?
Just a quick question regarding the education component. When it says education, is it simply putting a sign in front of a building that says, hey, this is now a green roof and this is what it's achieving? Or is it something more elaborate, working with the Board of Education to sort of explain what we at the Board of Commissioners are doing with our buildings?
At this time, I envision it as mainly just maybe a sign or information on the website or through social media. It's not as specifically geared toward the Board of Education, because this measure is regarding the DeKalb County Board of Commissioners, our buildings and our facilities.
Yeah, I think each measure has its own communications opportunity, but I'd like for us to look at that as part of our objective of creating a culture of sustainability such that all our employees understand why this is important and what we are doing to achieve these goals.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Do you have anything further, Commissioner Patrick?
I'm good, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Bradshaw?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay. Commissioner Terry.
All this sounds great. Let's do it.
I don't believe we don't have a comment or something on this.
No,
Okay,
great work. Great work. Nothing to add to
Okay.
it. Keep it going.
okay,
Appreciate Angelo.
Okay,
He's
then.
already been hard at work. So glad we got him on board the team and looking forward to moving this forward. Thanks.
okay. Thank you, Commissioner Terry. Commissioner Rader? Oh, okay. Okay, so is that all of the commissioners on? That's the only, that's all.
I think I see Commissioner Cochran Johnson
Okay.
may have her hand
Okay.
up.
Commissioner Cochran Johnson? Did you have something?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I did send an email to you, but I did request a copy of the presentation. Honestly, it is a lot of information to digest in just this short period. I'm not sure if we still have the Green Committee that had initially been started by Commissioner Terry or not. But in terms of meeting the obligations, it seems, I think that we haven't always paid as much strategic attention as we should have. That's why in some instances now we don't have the certification levels that we had previously had. So I just wanted to, to have further discussion, but do send along a presentation. I would appreciate it personally, so that I can have a copy and let us know if we can work with you closely and independently. And thank you so much, Madam.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Cochran Johnson. I think that presentation was sent out on Friday with the ops agenda. So you should have it. Okay, so with that, I just want to thank you once more for that informed presentation. And I'd like to hear back from legal, because I'd like to know if or whether we would be impacted at all by the Supreme Court ruling. So thank you, Miss County Attorney. I see you on the Zoom. Okay, well, thank you all. And so now we will go to our agenda items for discussion. And the first one is 221788, which is a cooperative agreement for the general office supplies for use by all county departments through Oracle punch-out site. And that was an amount not to exceed $5 million. That was sent to audit, and it was returned to us as being supportive. So are there any questions or comments on that? Okay, not from committee members and anyone else. Okay, so if there's no questions or comments, is there a motion?
Motion to approve 1788.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that item is approved. The next item is 221695, and that is the appointment of the new office ethics officer, Alicia Murphy. And I think that county attorney was going to speak to us on that item.
Good morning, commissioners, or good afternoon. It is my understanding after talking with Dr. Obeng and Mr. Manson that that there is going to be an interview of Miss Murphy at a specially called ops meeting this coming Friday. I do not yet know the time. And that is the update, but Mr. Manson called me just about a half an hour ago. And I think that is the update of what we are going to have, what is going to occur.
Okay, so yeah, that time is this Friday. Let me see, this Friday is July the
22nd.
22nd at 11:30 a.m. We will be having an interview with Ms. Murphy. So please join us for that interview, everyone. So thank you, Vivian.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 22-16-21 is the cooperative agreement for Rapid 7 Insight, DR and Insight VM renewal for use of the Department of Innovation and Technology. Consists of piggybacking of the competitively led statewide contract for the maintenance and support of the county software system. Awarded to SHI International Corporation, amount to not to exceed $181,300.
And thank you, Madam Chair. John Metelsky on behalf of the Department of Innovation and Technology. As you stated, this is the annual renewal, and what it is a renewal for is our intrusion prevention and detection system that allows us to capture all of the forensics information that we need. That is kind of the baseline for our overall cybersecurity platform. So this is just one key cog of our overall cybersecurity implementation, and we would seek your recommendation for approval.
Thank you. Are there any comments, questions from committee members? If not, any other commissioners? Okay, if not, is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve agenda item 1780.
I think we're on 1621.
I apologize, 1621.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's approved. The next one is the change order to contract 1150-581, JCAT's DeKalb license and support, sole source, for use by the Department of Innovation and Technology. Consists of providing software maintenance, customization, and support for the juvenile court system. Amount awarded to Kenyon Solution, Inc., amount not to exceed $80,000.
And Madam Chair, to the committee, this is JCATS is actually our juvenile court activity tracking system. It is one of our older systems that a lot of the folks, different agencies use. Microsoft recently announced that they were no longer going to be able to support this particular application and certain other ones. And we need to move it actually to their latest and greatest web browser platform, which is Edge. So this is going to allow us to modernize the screens, the 400 various different screens that are there, and rewrite that with the vendor who provides this particular solution for the juvenile court and others who also access the system.
Okay. Are there any questions or concerns from committee members?
Madam Chair, just a quick question.
Yeah.
So each of the different courts, do they have their own software, or is there a push to sort of make it consistent across all the courts?
We do actually have an integrated justice information system group, and there is a lot of progress being made. However, due to the nature of some systems like this one, where it controls juvenile data and some security things that folks are concerned with, some of those systems take longer for the courts to move from in order to get into our integrated. It's also important to note that the state also uses certain systems, and so not every system will end up there. We do create integrations and those kinds of things to the extent possible, but this is one of those systems which will likely remain kind of an outlier based on the nature of the system that it is. But yes, sir, we do make many attempts. Tyler Odyssey is, for the most part, the system that we have, our system of record for most of the courts. And to the extent that we need to integrate, we do integrations. But again, we still have some one-offs just due to the nature of the type of data and how that system is accessed by others.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Okay, are there any other comments, questions? Okay, not seeing any. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve 1780.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, It's approved. The next one is 22-18-13. It's a cooperative agreement, diesel powered tractor with flail cutter for use by Public Works Fleet Management to be used by Public Works Beautification. Consists of piggybacking off the competitive led statewide contract. You can read the number, tractors, mowers, and earth moving equipment to purchase 2 diesel powered tractors with frail cutter for cutting grass and brush beside roadways and highways all around the county. Award to H Pro LLC not to exceed $138,658.10.
Yes, Madam Chairman, these are be 2 replacement tractors for Keep DeKalb Beautiful. They'll be replacement tractors that are worn out and need to be replaced. Like I say, for DeKalb Beautiful, they mow roads and roadways, and we'll be replacing them.
Any questions, concerns from committee members or other commissioners on the line? Seeing none, is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve 18-13.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's approved. 22-18-34, and this is a change order. Number 3 to contract numbers 1175-305 and 1175-307 on-call road maintenance, repair, replacement services by use by the Department of Facility Management and Recreation Parks, Cultural Affairs. Contracts consist of maintaining, repairing, and installing various types of roofs. Awarded to National Building Contractors, NBC, and Hawk Construction, total amount not to exceed $150,000.
Good afternoon. We're doing this request that the contract be extended to the end of the year at the same price point and terms of the contract. And which surprises me sometimes that they're willing to do that because we know everything's going up. So in this case, I think a change order is a good thing. But it's coming out of our general operating funds, and it's for regular roof maintenance across our inventory.
Okay, and so this is to increase the amount of the contract.
$150,000 for Parks and Recreation.
Oh, okay. And that would be extended until the end of the year?
December 31st, 2022. Yes.
Oh, okay. Any questions or concerns from committee members? Okay, any from any other commissioners on the line? Okay, so with that, is there a motion?
Yes, I'll make the motion to approve 1834.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The next one is the sole source, City Works Public Assessment Management System, multi-year contract for use by the Department of Innovation and Technology, consists of implementation of a custom AMS for the Department of Facility Management, Public Work, Roads, Drainage, Public Work, Traffic Engineering, and the Department of Watershed Management, pump stations, awarded to Woodperf Inc., not to exceed $225,000.
And Madam Chair, John Metelsky, again, on behalf of the Department of Innovation and Technology. As I believe you're all well aware, we are working diligently across the county to expand the use of CityWorks, which is our asset management system, and also allows for us to do workflows related to work orders and those kinds of things. We are working to get roads and drainage and others into the system. We've also had some discussions. It's not included here, but shortly hereafter, we're hoping to also include Transportation Department. So as we continue to work expanding the use of CityWorks and making it our enterprise system, we'll be coming back probably another 1, 2, maybe even 3 times asking for additional work to be done that is going to allow us, again, to just continue expanding. Didn't want to come to you, quite honestly, and just say, hey, give us a bunch of money and we'll figure out how to spend it. we're working on it basically in phases and adding different components. You'll also see another item coming, whether it comes here or to PWI with Jacobs Engineering, as well as we work with others to make sure that we're integrating the systems, but leveraging this CityWorks application as our enterprise asset management and again, work order workflow tool.
Thank you. Any comments, concerns from the committee members? Okay, from any other commissioner? Seeing none, is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve 1844.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that item is approved. Not the last one, but next to the last. 1851 is renovation, sole source renovation and development of the 178 Sam Street facility, sole source for use by the Department of Facility Management, consists of the renovation and development of 178 Sam Street facility, awarded to Hogan's Construction Group, amount not to exceed $1,720,000. No, $1,720,784.10. And who will be speaking?
I will be David Asbell. Good afternoon, Madam Chair and Commissioners. The project is 178 Sand Street renovation. The contractor is Hogan Construction Group. And this project had a contract closeout date, which expired prior to the completion of the project construction and the contractor being paid in full for the project. What we're attempting to do today is get this set back up as a sole source in order to complete the project with the contractor of record.
Oh, okay. So is this adding to the original contract? And I was thinking that Sam Street was complete. So it's something that I'm missing.
Yeah, what we're missing right now is we have an outstanding pay application number 9, which would be included in that, pay application number 10, and then a balance to finish on top of that, which is another $336,000. That's all money that was in the contract before. Then we've got some additional outstanding change orders. One is for some HVAC repairs to the existing system that we're going to have to do, and the other is some required office modifications. We do have some budget money that can handle that if it goes in our contingency, if it goes beyond what's already in the contract as relates to Hogan Construction.
Oh, okay. So this amount was already in the contract, but have not yet been allocated. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Oh, okay. Okay, is any other questions, concerns? Okay, any other commissioner have? Okay. Okay, if none, is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve 1851.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, that item is approved. The last item is 22-1938. That's the Leadership DeKalb contract.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I guess I can start this conversation. This is simply a contract with Leadership DeKalb. We've had one in the past, and it has lapsed over the past couple of years, so we are looking to reinstitute that. As we're all aware, Leadership DeKalb has been a pillar in DeKalb County, providing excellent not only leadership opportunities for those who participate, but educational opportunities. It also allows the participants to learn about one another, and we think it is an important program, and we're proud to recommend continued co-sponsorship. We have invited Ms. Marquita Bryan, the board chair from Leadership DeKalb, if she has an opportunity, Madam Chair, just to say a few words about the vision of where Leadership DeKalb is now and where they're headed in the future.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you. Madam Chair, may I?
Yes. Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you all. Good afternoon, Madam Chair, County Commissioner, CFO Williams. Thank you so much for the introduction. And we also have Ms. Shara Sanders, who is on the meeting, who is serving as our Executive Director. And so if she might be unmuted and show her video as well, that would be great. But thank you. I'm very honored to be here before you today. And I'd like to say a special hello to Commissioner Bradshaw, my Leadership DeKalb classmate, and make a special apology to Commissioner Cochran Johnson, who happened to go through one of our COVID classes. So we owe her a lot. But thank you. We've had a very long partnership with DeKalb County. And as you all may see from a lot of the increased marketing that we've been able to do, and that's been a part of a strategic priority, that we always make sure that we recognize the contributions of the county. CEO Thurman has been to speak to our classes and just did our closing retreat. But we're in a very exciting posture right now. And what we've done is we've had this time during the pandemic to really sit and reevaluate our program. We're not putting on a leadership program that should be repeated and recycled, but we're actually creating a program that mirrors the needs of the community, that also mirrors the desires and needs of our members. We are creating leadership connections. We're galvanizing our leaders into service. And what we'd like to do is also make sure that we're partnering more closely with the county and individual commissioners. For instance, we know that several of you have had back to school opportunities recently, and we have a ready-made leadership force, which we can be more strategic about how we prioritize the work that we're able to provide to you in the form of bodies and volunteers and donors and to those really committed events. Our graduates, as CFO Williams has said, and many of you are graduates, thank you so much for going through the program, are making impact in all areas of the county, of course, in politics, in our legal system, in criminal justice reform, law enforcement, education, healthcare, and economic development. And not just in the county, but across the region. We really have been the premier organization. And when I went through Leadership DeKalb, I had no clue and I had no intention that I would continue to serve in the county and in this organization the way that I have. But I'm honored to, and I've tried to increase those opportunities for others. And that's what we're creating here. We really need your sponsorship to continue to provide these preeminent programs. We've selected our class of 2023. And so we are excited about that. We've selected a smaller class this year as we move back into an in-person program, an overnight closing and opening retreat. And also as we expand the opportunities to consider to some of the things that we've not had an opportunity to do in the past, like transportation issues and affordable housing and criminal justice reform. And I'll pass it over to Shara to see if she has anything she'd like to share with you as well.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Shara Sanders, and I'm just grateful to be here. I've been a resident of DeKalb County since 1996, right after the Olympics. And I have lived, worked, worshiped, played in DeKalb County. I've been on the class of 2017 was my Leadership DeKalb class, and have been on the board of trustees for the past 3 years. And I'm just very excited to step up to be interim executive director and continue to work. I know several folks on the call, but I looking forward to continuing to work with y'all. Thank you.
And we are happy to answer any questions that you all might have.
Thank you, Ms. Bryan, and thank you for everything that you all do. Thank you, Ms. Sanders. One of the things that that I brought up about before you became chair was scholarships that would be available for citizens that may want to attend the program, but do not have the funds to do so. And I also spoke about marketing of the leadership program. How is it marketed? And because we want to make sure that everyone that has interest knows about it, and should they like to participate or apply to participate, they would have the resources to do so. And listening to Mr. Williams, it seems as if you all have not, we've not had the agreement within the last 2 years. And so my questions have not been answered in those years, but I think it's very important that the marketing is targeted to the entire DeKalb County, and that we know we can't give scholarships to everyone, but there could be 2 or 3 that could be set aside for those that want to apply for the program and do not have the funds. So if you could somewhat, comment on that, I would appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Madam Chair. And those are great points, and I'm happy to speak to that. Right now, when we release our applications for the program, we do advertise for a scholarship. To your point, we have not been able to allow and award the types of scholarships that we would like to, but we do have people that request them. With the support from the county, we will be able to do exactly what you were suggesting, which is to offer more scholarships, because we recognize is that we do have established and emerging leaders and people that would want to participate, but maybe their employer will not support, or they may not have the opportunity to, particularly small business owners that can't sort of take that type of money from the funds. And I speak to every single person that applies, and I've been having this conversation with people. We were able to award 2 partial, very small scholarships this year, but we really would like the opportunity. And this is the type of economic support that the DeKalb County grant will allow us to do, to actually continue to advertise that scholarship, but to actually award more. And not just a partial scholarship, but what we'd be able to do is be more strategic. And as you suggested, setting aside a real number of scholarship with amounts, so we don't have to sort of go in our budget and see what is sort of left over so that we can provide support. I will tell you that right now, what we have done is we've instituted a payment plan for particularly people that would like to participate, where we've been very, very flexible with them in understanding the economic aspect of participating in this program. And we don't want anybody to be turned away because they cannot afford it. We know that different people from different industries, economic work backgrounds, and personal backgrounds bring a lot to the diversity of our program. So thank you for that. In terms of our marketing, that has actually been a big strategic priority of mine. And if I can just take a minute to explain why that's important. Leadership DeKalb is an organization, but our best resource are our members. Leadership DeKalb are our members. So they are CFO Williams and Commissioner Bradshaw and Commissioner Cochran-Johnson and Shara and myself, and we are our biggest source of marketing. We have worked on some strategic plans, and hopefully you all have seen this. I've been talking to Nicole Sims, and I reach out and say, hey, are you seeing what we're doing? One of the things that we're doing is we're increasing our technology systems to reach people across our classes. So we have been working with vendors to up that system so that we can get in the information, so that we can track down people from, classes from the 90s to the 2000s, and not just making sure that we're focusing on people right now. Once we can get to our people, we can also use those people to be advocates for the organization. I have issued a challenge to my board to make sure that, we're not seat warmers here. We have a duty to be advocates, and there's a strategic way in which we've informed them with the information about the program and tasks that they have to do to work on making sure that people across their various industries know about the program. We have increased our LinkedIn and our social media followings by about 400% in the past couple of months. I track those analytics personally, because what we've made sure that we've done is that we've been consistent with information on marketing and news that is integral to the community that we serve and to the region that we serve. And so in sort of highlighting our membership, we are highlighting the program. People follow people. People see who they want to be involved in. And so they see this person was a graduate, this is what they're doing, that may be a great opportunity for me. And so again, we were able to, during this time, really select an exciting class of 2023 based on that marketing, based on our marketing efforts and our commitment to highlight our members as the strength of the organization. We also have a dedicated marketing individual that brings a special skill set. That is a person that is working with us as an independent contractor now. With these funds, we'll be able to hire her full-time. And so she brings a unique skill set and has several ideas. And we meet on a regular basis, a daily basis, in talking about what's the next steps in our marketing. We've changed the news in our newsletter that comes out. We were sort of regurgitating information that we thought may be of interest, but again, highlighting those members. I now get calls every month from members saying, I saw the newsletter. I want to get re-engaged. I would like to be highlighted. This is what I'm doing. And so by using the strengths of the membership and making sure that we are using ourselves as voices with feet across the county and across the region, we've really increased our marketing, and it's worked very well, and we will continue to do that. I hope that answers your question.
I think you've answered it very, very well. Thank you so much, Ms. Bryant. Are there any other questions or concerns? And of course, I know that if we have additional questions, we can reach out to you or to Ms. Sanders. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Both of us are.
Okay. Okay. I see Commissioner Bradshaw's.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you, Madam Chair. Good to see you, Marquetta, class of 2016.
Best class ever.
I wasn't going to say it. I was going to let you say it. So, and it's nice to meet you, Ms. Sanders. Just remind me, what is the amount of the contract and for how long is it for?
And so what we have requested, and CFO Williams, I think you have that in front of you.
It's $150,000. It's 3 years.
Okay, so 50,000 a year, basically. That's it.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, and what induced the gap in the funding?
I believe the contract simply lapsed a couple of years ago. So there was no deliberate intent to not continue sponsoring.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? Commissioner Patrick.
Just out of curiosity, what does it cost for the tuition? 1 year or one class?
So tuition is $3,200 per individual, and we have not increased our tuition in many years to make sure that we remain as affordable as we can for people who would like to participate in the program.
And was that cost decreased during the pandemic because you were not meeting, or did it remain the same, or you were virtually meeting?
We were virtually meeting. We have sort of two COVID classes, unfortunately. One sort of went into a hybrid as we watched the government and healthcare issuance around COVID and how to be careful around that. That tuition did not increase because did not decrease during the pandemic. What we're actually doing in that is we're not including sort of costs for what happens in person, which is food and those types of things, but the tuition did not decrease. There are, of course, more expenses that come into play when you're in person because we have venue rentals and those types of things. But the tuition money sort of goes to it is unrestricted funds, and which helps us make the operating expenses of the organization. And so what we also have other sponsors that sort of sponsor each day as well. So for instance, Economic Development Day has been sponsored by Decide DeKalb for a number of years. So we did not decrease that tuition during the pandemic, but we were also able to supplement the costs that we have for operating expenses by taking advantage of some of the emergency funding government pandemic loans.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. I see that Catherine Horner.
Yes, ma'am. I would just like to point out that even though we may have a lapsed contract in the last couple of years, we did continue to support Leadership DeKalb and our students by issuing purchase orders during that time.
Oh, okay. Okay. Catherine, what are we going to do without you? We're not going to let you go.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions or concerns or comments? Lorraine, you went through Leadership DeKalb. You don't want to say your class was the greatest?
Oh, always, that comes with the territory. So, 20 best in class ever. And I just want to say that, the program rewarding, you develop great relationships. And I am so excited, Ms. Bryan, to have you on board. I know that Corregio Pigler is a huge supporter. And even when we lapsed, he was present requesting those donations. So I'm happy that we're back on track, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Commissioner. And you're right. He was our board chair for the past 2 years, and he led us through a pandemic with the strength that only he can. So we are always grateful to him.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much. And I would like, Ms. Bryant, that you can connect with me about those scholarships, because I'd like to see someone in my district, obtaining one. And of course, I, may have some funds to fund one or two, so do stay in touch with me.
Thank you. I will reach out following the meeting.
Okay, thank you. If there's no more questions and our concerns, is there a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve agenda item 1938.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, if that item's been approved, and we'll go to commission on Tuesday. Commission meeting on Tuesday. Okay, thank you all, and you all have a great day.
Thank you.
Okay, and I think that that will conclude ops meeting for today, unless my fellow committee members have something that they would like to say. No. Okay. So with that, can I get a motion?
So moved.
What's
Second.
the motion?
Motion to adjourn.
So okay.
Second.
Okay then, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. So meeting is adjourned.